I'm gonna be honest, I kinda wanna try D&D, man. I actually do. Most fun with friends. Yeah, so this is the issue with D&D, in my opinion. Like, it seems really good. The issue is that it doesn't seem that approachable. Like, for someone like me, when I'm sitting here and I go, oh yeah, you know, I kinda wanna try D&D, I have no fucking clue what to do. I don't know anyone who's a fucking DM. I don't have any mates who are playing Dungeons and Dragons at the minute. You know, I bet you could practice D&D with ChatGPT. I actually think so too. Seems a perfect use case. You probably could. You probably could. Well, there's only one thing to do, right? Which is to fucking try it. We're gonna play D&D with ChatGPT and see what happens. Ask it to be about abandoned mansion, just do Shroud of Gloom in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. I want to try a very short D&D campaign that takes place in an old abandoned mansion. I'm completely new to D&D, so you might have to explain some stuff and hold my hand a little bit. Potentially simplify the game a little bit too. Okay, I think I'm just gonna do fighter, because that's what I did in Baldur's Gate. I want to be a high half-elf fighter. Does someone want to name my character? Anyone have a good name? Gingerbeard Rich. Not using your own dice rolling yet. True, why am I using this one? Absolutely true. I actually made my own dice application. Why did I not think about using that one? Okay, we have the dice, we have the thingy. I think we're pretty much ready to go, are we not? Voice reveal live? No. Okay, let's not get too into it here. Welcome to Dungeon Adventure Engine version 1.12. Perfect. An older mansion is a classic short Shut up. D&D adventure, full of creaky doors, flickering candlelight, and maybe some hidden horrors. Your character, Gingerbeard Rick. Once a solely for hire, Rick earned his name from his fiery beard and even hotter temper. Recently, strange whispers in his dreams had drawn him toward an abandoned mansion on the edge of town. Locals say no one who enters comes back out. Cantrips, prestidigitation. Excuse me? Digitation. Prestidigitation. What the fuck? Would you like me to also create 3 party members to join Gingerbeard on this haunted mansion crawl? That'll help you fight, talk, keep things lively, or do you want to play solo? Solo is close to impossible. Take few of your viewers with you as NPC characters. Let's do that. Wakacha. Troll warlock that says slightly inappropriate things and only uses Eldritch Blast. Can I be a rogue? Sure thing. Cheetah, surprisingly large humanoid turtle rogue. Should we have Bjarne in here as well? Bjarne, what is your class? You can get to pick your class yourself. A Goblin Tempest Cleric with a really high-pitched voice. This sounds pretty good to me. The 4 of you stand before the gates of Drexmoor Mansion. Its windows like hollow eyes, watching you approach. Iron gates creak in the wind, and the path is overgrown with weeds. Townfolk claim it was once the manor of a noble family that vanished overnight a century ago. Now the strange lights glow in the windows and eerie music drifts through the night. Wakacha grins, his sharp teeth catching moonlight. Hey, smells like something's rotten in here. Rotten's my favorite flavor. Whatever you say, Wakacha. Cheetah says nothing, his huge eyes fixed on the front doors. Bjarne jumps up and down, his squeaky voice echoing, "Ew, I bet it's haunted." I can't do this, man. But that is how he sounds, just for reference. Do you think it's haunted? It's totally haunted. Haunted, haunted, haunted. This is just Bjarne, spot on, man. The wooden front doors are slightly ajar. A faint candlelight flickers inside. I think we're gonna let Cheetah sneak in. Okay, let's see what happens here. You motion for silence, putting your hand on your sword hilt, and Cheetah nods. Come on now, Cheetah. The enormous turtle man moves... so funny too, with an enormous turtle rogue. Moves with surprising grace, slipping ahead toward the creaking doors. You and the others follow slowly behind, trying not to draw attention. The door groans open, just a sliver. You see into the grand foyer. Cobwebs hangs like curtain, chandelier above sways, though there's no wind. Dun dun dun. And the staircase stretches up into darkness. To the left, a cracked door leads toward what looks like a parlor. To the right, faint light flickers through a half-open doorway, perhaps a dining hall. Straight ahead, the stairs vanish into shadow. Suddenly, a cold draft rushes past, extinguishing Bjarne's torch. In the silence, you hear faint footsteps upstairs. Okay, shit. We got company in here, boys. Wakacha chuckles. Sounds like we're not alone. Maybe it's a lady of the house. Bjarne squeals, his voice shrill. Ah, it's a ghost! I knew it! A ghost! Cheetah only looks up the stairs, unmoving. The fact that he's actually role-playing this as well is kind of funny. Okay, Dewey, call out politely, announcing your presence as adventurers here to help. Charge upstairs, sword ready, shouting to scare off whatever's up there. Send Cheetah ahead to sneak upstairs and scout while you wait. That sounds like a great one. Investigate the right-hand dining hall first, following the light. We should probably check out the footsteps first, I imagine. What does Gingerbeard Rich choose? I will send Cheetah ahead to sneak upstairs. You give Cheetah a small nod, and the massive turtle rogue pads silently toward the staircase. Despite his size, his steps make barely a whisper against the dusty boards. The rest of you wait below in tense silence. Minutes stretch. You hear the faint creak of the top landing, then nothing. Then from above, the muffled click of a door slowly shutting. Cheetah returns, slipping down the stairs like a shadow. He leans close and rumbles in his slow, deep voice. Upstairs, hallway. Doors. 1. Just closed. Something's up there. Didn't see what. Apparently Cheetah can't speak like a normal human being either. Wakacha stretches his chin with claws and snickers. Hey, creepy doors closing by themselves. Love it. Bjarne hops anxiously in place, so we either follow the door monster upstairs, or we check the dining room lights, or we run away screaming. Just saying, that's also an option. Bjarne is acting a little bit like a... Let's check the dining hall first, then we go upstairs. Finns have a proverb like send an idiot and do it yourself after. Yeah, that's my strategy here. I'm just gonna use Cheetah as like the meat shield rogue to go and check stuff out while we remain in the safe place. That's kind of the plan. You steer the party toward the flickering light. The dining hall door creaks wider as you push it, revealing a long table draped in moldy cloth and covered in dusty silverware. A single candelabra burns... Yeah? A single candle thing burns at its center, though the wax is unmelting, unnatural flame. The walls are lined with portraits of the Drexmoor family, their painted eyes seeming to follow your every move. Plates are set at each seat, as though waiting for guests. Bjarne whispers in his squeaky voice, Nope, this feels wrong. Suddenly, the silverware rattles violently, clattering against the plates. The portrait's eyes flick downward, staring directly at the table. Then one by one, the chairs scrape back from the table, as if unseen hosts were standing to greet you. Wakacha grins, lifting his claw. Shall we blast the dinner party, or wait to see what's on the menu? Nah, it's time for some action. Smash them and demand them to show themselves. I can probably do some like intimidation roll or some shit, and this is gonna work flawlessly. With a growl, Gingerbeard Rich strides forward and slams his long sword down on the candle thing. The metal shatters, the candle scattering, but the unnatural flames remain suspended in mid-air for a moment before vanishing in a hiss. The room plunges into darkness. Maybe this wasn't that good. Chirpy smash. That's when the whispers begin. Dozens of voices speaking all at once in overlapping tones, filling your head with unintelligible words. The tableware erupts, knives, forks and plates whirl into the room like a storm of a deadly shrapnel. Combat has begun, scheisse. Why did I thought I would get to do a little roll here or something, get a little natural 20 and then everything is fine. You're facing a swarm of animated cutlery. Haunted utensils given malevolent life. The long table is between you and the main swarm. Fly knives dart towards you while forks jab from above. The portrait's eyes glow faint red watching the carnage. Wakacha cackles. Ha, dinner fight? And begins charging up Eldritch Blast, of course. Bjarne raises his holy symbol. By the power of the storm, begone, salad forks. Cheetah silently flips a dagger in his hand, ready to strike from the shadows. Before I roll for your party, you choose Gingerbeard Rick's opening move. I am going to... Nah, fuck it, let's be reckless. I'm just gonna jump across and smash that shit. Apparently I'm playing a fighter as a barbarian. With a roar, Gingerbeard Rick leaps onto the dining table, plates and goblets crunching under his boots. You charge headlong into the storm of flying cutlery, Beard catching the eerie glow of haunted portraits. Roll a d20 for your reckless sword strike. Remember, you got high strength, which gives me +4 bonus to the roll. Okay, I need to roll a d20. Fuck. I got 7. So what, that's 11? The swarm is fast, blades zipping through the air like angry wasps. Your sword slashes through a cluster of floating knives, shattering a few to the ground, but most of the cutlery whirls aside, narrowly avoiding your strike. It's not a solid hit, but you do scatter part of the swarm. The cutlery retaliates. Forks jab at you and knives slash. I'll roll for them. Enemy attack roll 12 versus your AC, chainmail plus shield 18. The swarm clatters harmlessly off your armor, sparks flying as steel scrapes steel. Easy. Your party's turn. Wakacha hurls Eldritch Blast. The green beam sears through the air, shattering 3 forks into twisted shards. Cheetah flanks around and hurls a dagger. It skewers a floating spoon. Not impressive, but hey. Bjarne shrieks, "Taste the tempest!" and casts Thunder Wave. The booming shockwave blasts through the table. Am I not standing on the table? Hurling plates and knives into the walls. About half the swarm is destroyed in one crackling pulse. Okay. OP Tempest Cleric coming in here, killing half of them immediately. OP, yeah. Not impressive, ChatGPT. You gave me a knife to fight other knives. True, I didn't even think about that. The swarm is bloodied, badly hurt but still fighting. A dozen knives and forks whirl around angrily, glowing red with ghostly fire. Okay, Gingerbeard Rick is going to keep up the reckless assault. You bellow a war cry, beard bristling like fire. Blades and cutlery explode in sparks and shards as you throw yourself into the thick of the swarm. Roll a d20, okay. Ooh, let's go. That's a clean 17. That's a solid hit. Your sword cleaves through the flying swarm in a brutal arc. Forks snap, knives shatter, and the remnants clatter lifelessly to the floor. The haunting whispers cut off in an instant, replaced by an echoing silence. Yeah, what you say now, Bjarne? I can be a bit OP too. Portraits on the walls, their eyes stop glowing, but each one now wears a faint, cruel smile. Wakacha laughs, brushing forks shards off his shoulder. Best dinner party I've been to in years. Bjarne screams, I think I wet myself a little, but the storm was with me. Cheetah just gathers up his thrown dagger, muttering low, not done yet. The dining hall lies in ruins, but on the far side you notice a heavy oak door slightly ajar. Beyond it, a faint green glow spills into the room, and the sounds of chains dragging across the stones echoes faintly. Okay, so we had some footstep upstairs, but this kinda sounds more interesting now. Approach the glowing door carefully, leading with caution and asking your party to cover you. Kick the door wide open, sword ready, and challenge whatever lies beyond. Send Cheetah ahead and scout the glowing room while the rest waits. You know what? That sounds pretty good. Retreat into the foyer, deciding upstairs might be the safer route. Nah. I mean, so far this is working surprisingly well, to be honest. Obviously, we are going to send in Cheetah while the rest of us wait. You signal Cheetah again. The turtle rogue nods and pads towards the heavy oak door, his massive shell somehow blending into the shadows. He pushes the door open with a crack and peers inside. When he returns, his voice is low and rumbling. Basement, stairwell, stone steps leading down. Green light comes from below. Smell, iron, and blood. As if on cue, a faint clank of chains echoes up the stairwell. Something down there is moving, slow, heavy, deliberate. Bjarne's voice screeches, almost breaking. Nope. The basements are where people die. Wakacha grins. If there's chains, maybe there's some lovely lady waiting to be freed or eaten. Wakacha, what the fuck is wrong with you? Not only on Twitch, but in here as well. Actually, I must say, ChatGPT is incredibly good at roleplaying as Wakacha. It actually feels like I have Wakacha with me. Meat is meat. Do you? Lead the way downstairs cautiously, ready to protect your party from whatever is chained below. Storm down the stairs, shouting challenge into the darkness. Toss a torch or have light source down first to see what's waiting. Close the basement door for now and decide to investigate the upstairs hallway instead. Nah, we're going down. Can I not just send the cheater all the way down? Do I have to lead? Okay, let's play it safe first, toss down the torch and see what we are up against. You grab a torch from your pack, strike flint and with a crackle of flame toss it down the stone steps. The torch clatters across the floor below, spinning until it comes to rest against the wall. The green glow you saw before doesn't come from the torch, it's emanating from a massive iron cage in the center of the basement chamber. Inside, hunched and bound by chains, is a hulking skeletal figure wreathed in ghostly fire. Its skull-like head turns slowly upward, empty sockets locking onto the light. The torchlight flickers off bloodstains straight across the floor and you notice claw marks gouged into the stone walls. The chain rattle as the figure shifts and in a low resonant voice it speaks. Release me. Wachacha grin widens. Hey, see, told you it was a lady. Well, close enough. Yep, I wouldn't expect anything else. Bjarne squeals, clutching his holy symbol. No, we do not let skeleton monsters out of cages, that's like rule number 1. Cheetah just stares into the darkness, silent, unreadable. Do you ask the chained creature who it is, waits in prison and try to reason, draw your sword and leap down the stairs to attack it before it can escape? Approach the cage carefully, inspect locks and chains and see if there's a way to control or weaken it. Retreat and close the basement door. No. We're not gonna retreat. Let's just ask him. Let's see what he says. You descend steps slowly, your hand on your sword hilt. Chain rattles as it shifts towards you, but it doesn't lunge, just watches. Who are you, and why are you chained here? The voice that answers is like a grinding stone, yet tinged with sorrow. I was Lord Drexmoor. Oh, this was the Drexmoor manor, wasn't it? Master of this house, my family betrayed me, cursed me, bound me in chains of iron and flame. For a century I have rotted here, watching, waiting, while my bloodline's ghost dance above. It leans forward, the green fire in its ribs pulsing. Release me, and I will grant you wealth beyond measure, and vengeance upon the spirits that plague these halls. The chains glow faintly with runes, etched in a language you can't read. The air grows colder. Wachacha licks his lips, chuckling. Hey, I like that guy. Definitely team let the flaming skeleton out. Bjarne nearly shrieks. Are you insane? That's literally the worst idea ever. Ever. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cheetah rumbles. He is dangerous, but so are the ghosts. Choice is yours. Okay, do you try to negotiate, offer to help him without releasing him, or ask what proof he has of his story? Break the chains and unleash Lord Drexmoor. Or study the runes on the chains, Arcana check to learn more before deciding. Refuse him outright and prepare to strike if he resists. Do 3? I think we should as well, because my character has, I think, had higher Arcana. I'm almost certain. No, I'm okay at Arcana. So I'm not good, but I'm okay with it. Ask if any of the NPCs have higher Arcana. Okay, you guys are part of the party, so I guess I will listen to it. Okay, quick question. Does any of my companions have higher Arcana than me? I got medium, so mine is decent. Wachacha has high intelligence, and warlocks are naturally tied to arcane lore, so he's best in the group. If you want, you can have him inspect the runes of Lord Drexmoor chains instead of you. Would you like to do that as your next move? Yes, but I'd still like to roll the dice, because otherwise I don't know if he's gonna do it for me, since it's technically not me playing. It's more fun if we roll the dice, right? Y'all are doomed if your smartest wants to eat person in prison. True. Time to be useful, Wachacha. Yeah, we are betting on you now, Wachacha. Perfect, let's make this Wachacha's Arcana check, but you get to roll for him. Okay, so difficulty 15. The runes are old and cryptic. Wachacha has high intelligence, which gets +4 to the roll. So we need to roll at least 11, right? If this roll fails, I want to be clear, even though I'm the one clicking, since it's Wachacha's character, we should obviously blame Wachacha if this doesn't work, just to be clear. Okay, let's do it. 15, easy fucking peasy. 19 total, way above DC. Which was, what was it again? Difficulty class? Difficulty class? Is that what that stood for? Wakacha squints at the glowing runes, running a long claw over them while muttering. Finally looks up at you, sharp-toothed grin wide. Hell, these aren't just binding runes, they're prison and a leash. Drexmoor's soul is cursed, bound to the house itself. If you break the chains, you're not freeing him, you're giving him control of the ghosts above. He'll be lord of the mansion again. Powerful, dangerous. Very, very fun. Good job, Waka. Really nice roll that. Well, to be clear though, I was technically the one who did click on the dice, so I feel like I should have some... I feel like I should have a bit of credit here, right? The skeleton figure rattles his chains, green fire flaring brighter. Do not listen to the trolls babbling. Free me and I shall reward you. Bjarne screeches, see, evil, evil! Cheetah just stares between you and the Chain Lord, silent, waiting for your decision. Okay, do you? Refuse his plea, telling him his curse is justice, and prepare to deal with the ghosts another way. Break the chains and release Lord Drexmoor, granting him dominion over the mansion. Try to strike bargain. Offer to weaken the chains but not fully release him, to gain his aid against the ghosts. Don't know about that one, sounds a bit weird. Attack Drexmoor directly while he's still chained, hoping to destroy him before he can gain power. What does Gingerbeard Rick do? Remember, you can also just do whatever you want. Yeah, that is true. We don't necessarily have to listen to these. I guess these are still good to kind of get the mind going of like what you could do. Yeah, so far, I'm actually kind of surprised at how well this is working out. I'm gonna be honest here, I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like slightly immersed here. Like, I'm a bit engaged in the story, to be honest. So what should we do, guys? Do 2, add some plot? You think we should let him out? I don't think we should do anything like this. This sounds like some weird like half-step thing. Like either I think we should just attack him, just take him straight on. Or we go the route of releasing him, seeing if he was actually speaking the truth. Now, Wakacha did the Arcana check, did say this seemed dangerous though. I vote 2. Oh shit. Seems like people want number 2, and this is, you know, we are a party here, so... What do you think, Cheetah? You are also in this party, my little silent turtle. Or are you just gonna look at me silently? My character just looks at Gingerbeard and trusts his choice. Well, Cheetah is certainly RPing. I'm gonna listen to you guys, because this is the best choice. Because then, if this ends up like blowing back on us or whatever, I can just blame you guys. So let's break the chains and release him and see what happens. With a fire grin, Gingerbeard Rick raises his longsword and smashes it against the glowing runes. Sparks fly, the chamber trembles. The green fire flashes brighter with each strike as the runes crack, hiss, and finally shatter. The chains fall away like water, vanishing into smoke. Skeletal figure rises to its full terrifying height, nearly scraping the ceiling. His bones glow from within, flames coursing through every joint, the air grows freezing cold. Free at last. Lord Drexmoor spreads his arms, and you feel a pulse of necrotic power ripple through the mansion. From above, the sounds of footsteps wailing and breaking glass erupts. The ghosts of his bloodline scream as their wills are subsumed. He looks down at you, fire in his skull eyes, and speaks with a terrible calm. You have my gratitude, warrior. Leave this place, and when I summon my court, you shall have a seat in it. Riches, blood, and glory. Wakacha cackles. Best decision ever? Bjarne screams at the top of his lungs. You've doomed us all! Cheetah watches silently, unreadable. Okay, accept Drexmoor's reward, leave the mansion while it collapses into his dominion. Or demand power now. Ask Drexmoor to grant you strength or treasure immediately. Hesitate, ask what his court truly means, and probe for more information. Betray him immediately, attack him now while he's freshly freed before he stabilizes his power. What does Gingerbeard Rick do? 5. Throw Cheetah at the Dreamers and blast him with Eldritch Blast. 3. I mean, 3 sounds pretty good. Getting some more information here does not sound bad. I think we'll do that first. We can always change it later, right? Like, after this, we could still demand power. But we should probably try and find out what he means when he says when I summon my court. You plant your sword tip against the stone floor, squinting up the towering flaming skeleton. Court riches glory, what does that actually mean? What are you planning? The skeletal lord pauses, the fire in his skull eyes flickering like twin lanterns. Slowly he leans closer until his skull nearly fills your vision. The house was my throne. My family conspired against me, murdered me, cursed me, bound me. Now their souls are mine. With them I will rebuild my court, a kingdom of whispers and shadows, eternal, within these walls. You and yours may walk free, laden with treasures, or kneel and share in eternity. The basement quakes, dust falling from the ceiling. Above, the sounds of screaming ghosts begin to warp into laughter, hollow, unnatural, triumphant. Wakacha grins wide. It sounds like a party, count me in. Biana shrieks, eternity? No thank you, bones for brains. Kita simply murmurs, choice is yours. Okay, so the default options we have is to reject this offer, vowing to put Drexmoor back in chains or destroy him, kneel and pledge yourself to his eternal court, or accept his promise of wealth and leave the mansion with your companions. Demand he proves his generosity now, offer you treasure or power immediately, or else. 2 means death, by the way. Yeah, this doesn't sound good. Because it's the opposite of walking free. 3 is good ending, voting for 3. 3 or 4. I'm up for action if our leader chooses Uwu. I feel like we need a little bit of action at the end of this run, don't we? Don't we? Good ending. Of course the cleric wants the good ending. But what about Cheetah? Cheetah wants loot. There's no loot if we go out of here now. I still want to throw Cheetah at the skeleton guy. Okay, we're gonna go with 4. We're gonna demand him to prove his generosity, or else. Let's see what happens. You tilt your head, beard bristling with firelight, and you lever your sword at Drexmoor. Promises are win, prove it, show me your generosity now, or I'll put you back in the ground myself. The skeletal lord goes still, then the fire in his ribs pulses, then he lets out a deep rumbling laugh. Bold, I like that. He extends one bony hand, green flames curling around his fingers. With a snap, a heavy chest materializes before you, bound in iron and carved with strange sigils. The lid creaks open on its own, revealing a gleaming longsword, its edge shimmering faintly with runes of protection, pouch spilling over with gold coins, at least 500. A small obsidian amulet pulsing faintly with necrotic energy. Yours, a token of trust. Choose wisely what you take, but if you betray me, his skull tilts, teeth clacking, I will know. Okay, so I think, yeah, he's saying that we can only pick one, basically. Wakacha licks his lips. Hey, I thought we'd take the shiny sword or the evil necklace. Actually, all of it. Bianist reads, nope, this is cursed loot, cursed, don't touch it, Rick. Cheetah's eyes narrow at the amulet, but he says nothing. It's a mimic anyway, throw Cheetah at the skeleton. We basically freed him, right? And he gives us some reward here. Why should I not get the full reward? Right? I freed him. He would still be stuck here, in his chains, if it wasn't for us. Why would I only get to pick one? No. We're gonna take everything. Look, this is perfect. Look. I will obviously take the gleaming longsword, and Cheetah will take the gold, and the obsidian amulet with necrotic energy obviously goes to Wakacha, the warlock, and then Biane, the chicken cleric who wanted to go out of here, obviously he's not gonna get part of the treasure, because he didn't want the treasure, you know? But isn't this just a preview? We are getting more later now? Ah, you're thinking like that. You're thinking, because he did say that we would get it later, right? You're saying that maybe this is, we get something now and something later, if we trust his promise. Okay, so wait, what do you guys think we should do? I just stuff it all into my shell, I'm thinking about it. Make Arcana in-check on items? We could do that. Not dine and dash. But maybe run a little check on these, make sure that... Because cursed amulet doesn't sound good, if it's truly cursed. Throw Cheetah at the skeleton and run. Why can't we need Capo's cancelling? This is not normal. Already getting it from a demon, it whispers at my ear that I should throw you. I feel like at some point Cheetah has to be thrown. The thing is that Cheetah is a pretty big torso here, you know? I don't know if we might need to help out, like we might need the strength of all of us to do it. I want to have Wakacha do probably Arcana, right? Check on the treasures. Okay, 15, so it's a pretty hard one, but we have +4, so we should be good. Let's run a d20 here. Oh shit. That was not great. Wakacha squints at the chest, picks up the amulet, sniffs it, then licks it with a long troll tongue. His glowing eyes narrow, then he shrugs. Yep, definitely magic. Could kill you, could bless you, could turn you into a frog. Honestly, no clue, but I like it. Bjarne nearly screeches. You licked the evil amulet? You're gonna grow an extra head or explode. Cheetah just grunts quietly, staring at the chest with suspicion. So you still don't know for sure whether the items are cursed, safe, or something in between. Drexmoor watches, silent and motionless, his flaming sockets locked on you. Take only the long sword, grab everything, scoop up the gold. So I'm thinking, this is my plan. Let me know if you guys are on board. I feel like we could scoop up the gold, and then pretend like we're on our way out, but then right when we're at the doorway, we all gather together, we lift up Cheetah, and we just toss him at the skeleton. I think Chirpy's character should have been the goblin, so greedy, nothing like a high elf. I don't know my lore, so it's fine. Okay. Fuck it, let's just grab everything and see what happens. So, I'll take the sword, Cheetah takes the gold, and Wakacha takes the amulet. You step forward boldly, ignoring Bjarne's shrill protests. I mean, let's see, Bjarne, you did actually vote for this as well. Gingerbeard Rich seizes the gleaming longsword. The runes along its blade hum faintly in your grip. The weapon lighter yet stronger than steel. This is a +1 longsword. Your strike truer, it resists curses. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Cheetah silently scoops the gold pouch, throwing it all in his shell pack. His eyes flick towards Drexmoor, but he says nothing. Wakacha eagerly grabs the obsidian amulet, slipping the chain around his neck. The moment he touches his skin, the runes flash sickly green, and his grin stretches unnaturally wide. Ooh, I like this. Bjarne throws up his tiny goblin hands. Congratulations, he's cursed, we're all cursed, this is how horror stories end. So y'all are so down, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Lord Drexmoor looms over you, his voice like cracking tombstones. So be it, you are bound to me now by blood and bargain. Oh shit. Spread the word of my return, soon the house will live again. The chamber shakes. Dust falling from the ceiling. Above you hear a mansion structure groaning and warping. The spirits fully surrendered to Drexmoor's will. It's clear you need to leave the mansion before it collapses into his dominion. Taunt him one last time before running. Okay, fuck it, let's do it. Let's see what happens. We can probably assume that Wakacha is the one who spits on him, right? You plant your new rune-carved longsword into the stone floor, sparks flying and glare up at the towering skeletal lord. Enjoy your little throne room, Drexmoor, but remember this, you owe me, and if you don't pay up, I'll come back and break you myself. For a moment the chamber is silent, then Drexmoor throws back his skull and laughs, the sound echoing like a collapsing crypt. Ha, bold, reckless, I like you, Rick. Perhaps when eternity claims you, I shall make you my companion. The firefight flares, shaking the basement, and cracks splinter through the stone walls. The whole mansion groans, as though it's alive. Wakacha cackles beside you, amulet glowing faintly in rhythm with Drexmoor's fire. Keaton narrows his eyes but shoulders his gold silently. Bjarne screams in his piercing goblin voice, "Out, out, out!" The stairwell behind you begins to crumble. Your only way out is a desperate dash through the mansion before it fully collapses under Drexmoor's rebirth. Do you? Leap the escape carefully but firmly, keeping the group together and safe. Sprint ahead recklessly with your new sword, leaving the others to fend for themselves. Or the Cheetah to lead, trusting his stealth and pathfinding to get you out. But he's slow. No offense. Tell Wakacha to use the amulet's power to carve a way out, even if you don't know what it will do. I want to see what happens from 4. using the amulet. Okay, let's do number 4. Let's see what the amulet can do. You whirl towards Wakacha. The troll's grin stretched unnaturally wide, the amulet glowing like a burning coal against his chest. Wakacha, use that thing. Blast us a way out. The troll's eyes flare green, brighter than before. He laughs, voice doubled with a second whispering tone that isn't his own. Oh, I like the way it whispers. Let's blow a hole in reality. He raises his clawed hand, the amulet pulsing. With a crack like thunder, a jagged tear of green fire rips through the stone wall, opening into the night beyond. The walls tremble, dust and rubble raining down, but you can see the courtyard outside. Kita hisses, "Move, now." Bianna shrieks, "What did he just do? That's not how doors work." You and your companions dive through the burning fissure just as the basement collapses in on itself. Behind you, the Drexmoor mansion groans and reshapes. Windows glowing with green fire. The laughter of Drexmoor himself echoes through the night as the portal slams shut. You land hard on the damp grass outside the gates. You've escaped, but the cursed lord now rules the mansion, and Wakacha carries a piece of his power. End of the adventure. I don't know if we kinda fucked this up, people. It feels like we just gave a evil skeletal lord a bunch of power and corrupted Wakacha at the same time. End of the adventure, the curse of Drexmoor Mansion. Gingerbeard Rick walks away with +1 longsword and the favor of hatred of a reborn skeletal lord. Cheeto grows richer, carrying a pouch of 500 gold. Wakacha is now bound to the obsidian amulet, his magic entwined with Drexmoor's curse. Piana is still shrieking about everyone being doomed. I love the characters. You know, it's actually a very good character design here. But you know what, guys? I'm actually impressed. This was... ChatGPT did better than I think it would, and it was actually more fun than I thought. Yeah, I'm happy with this. It was a fun time. Did really work surprisingly well, to be honest.